Why do complex problems get simpler when broken down? How does knowledge turn into real wisdom? Why is trial and error important for learning?
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to Green Pool's channel. I am Yuji, a Japanese retiree and the author of Green Pool, Simple Lessons Learned in My Ordinary Life. Today's theme is From Knowledge to Wisdom. At first glance, some problems seem super complicated, but once you break them down and understand how they work, they actually get a lot simpler. The key is to focus on the facts and get to the heart of the issue. Knowledge is useful for making decisions, but it only becomes truly valuable when it turns into wisdom. If you rely only on knowledge without real experience, you'll probably go through a lot of trial and error in decision making or problem solving. But honestly, that's a good thing. That process of testing, adjusting, and learning is how real wisdom is built. When you are in the middle of trial and error, you are fully engaged in the present. You are not stuck worrying about the past or stressing over the future. And that's when learning really happens. Stay present, keep experimenting, and wisdom will follow. In line with today's theme, I'll share 5 short related essays from my book Green Pool. We often approach things in a complex manner, and the more intricately we ponder them, the greater our concern about what steps to take, where to commence, and whether we can meet deadlines. In the most probable scenario, this leads to an increased burden on our minds and bodies. Therefore, it is crucial to grasp the essence of matters. This involves simplifying initially complex aspects as much as possible and re-evaluating them at both elemental and structural levels. During this process, when dealing with only textual information, the overall structure may become unclear and challenging to comprehend. To address this, it proves effective to integrate charts, placing emphasis on logical connections and numerical figures. By simplifying matters in this manner, we gain the ability to perceive the essence, enhance work efficiency, improve problem-solving skills, and significantly alleviate stress. Nevertheless, achieving this level of simplification demands skill and a certain period of practical training. In any era, understanding the present accurately and making informed decisions require gathering dependable information from various perspectives and drawing on personal knowledge and experience. Gaining essential knowledge, applying it practically, and nurturing a habit of thoughtful consideration are all highly advantageous. Ultimately, it's essential to empower individuals to transform life knowledge into the wisdom needed for decision-making and action-taking. This becomes especially critical as we navigate an overwhelming influx of conflicting information. When we encounter challenging situations in life, the key is to turn these challenges into clearly defined problems and categorize them as either issues to address or matters to monitor. Allowing challenges to fester as ongoing annoyances like thorns in our sides leads to growing psychological stress. For each identified problem, it's helpful to assess priorities, create solutions, and take necessary actions in sequence. This method increases productivity while minimizing stress. However, procrastination can worsen stress and complicate this process. So it's beneficial to build a routine for managing challenges proactively. The Japanese concept of Do is a way of life that seeks to master the essence of existence. Focusing on one's own specialty and striving for a higher level of humanity. In practices like Kendo, the way of the sword, or Shodo, the way of calligraphy. Achieving mastery requires embracing a spiritual state of nothingness and engaging in a lifelong process of learning through trial and error and introspection. While this approach may not always appear rational, and it is time-consuming without a definitive answer book, it becomes essential when aiming for unprecedented levels of achievement. Physically, the flow of time may be an illusion. But since we feel time passing moment by moment, we have no choice but to live in the direction in which time moves. It is natural, therefore, that our eyes and mouths face forward. When we consider the time axis of past, present, and future, we can revisit the past as many times as we like in our minds. Similarly, we can think about the future as much as we wish. However, the present moment is fleeting. When we are fully engaged and absorbed in something, our consciousness exists in the present moment, a series of moments, and the sense of fulfillment we experience arises only from that moment. Conversely, when we are anxious, our consciousness oscillates between the past and the future, seldom lingering in the present moment. The only way to eliminate or reduce anxiety is to concentrate on identifying the cause and solution within the current moment sequence. Then resolve it in the subsequent present moments. When viewed this way, we cannot afford to waste any moment of the present. I hope today's essays resonated with you and offered new inspiration. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time on the Green Pools channel. Until then, take care. また会いましょう。ありがとうございました。